Speaking to Canvey Island manager Danny Heale after today's 3-2 victory against Wingate and Finchley. Danny, can you sum up how you're feeling at the minute?
Yeah, relieved. Just so happy at the minute, just because the way the boys dug in and got through it. Thought we started the game very nervous, but we've got a young side here, and we believed in what we was doing. Things went all against us last week. I thought get a point at least, and last week would have been enough. But people like Margate and teams like that not doing anyone any favours by resting all their players, and but we showed great character today. So we were very nervy. We were a young side, and we went 2-0 down, and we said we've got a good goal at just before half time to get us going 2-1, and then we changed our formation and went with a 4-3-3 and went and pressed them high and shut them in and stopped them playing out, and we reaped the rewards with it. But from the boys that were on the pitch, second half was absolutely phenomenal.
So that first half, conceding twice, was there a part and parcel about a lot of the defence looked quite nervous? Were they nervous?
Yeah, well, we've got a young side. You look for our side. Look, the keeper's 17 years old. Dave Collis is obviously experienced, and then you've got Josh Banton, who's 18. John Eastfield experienced. Dumas experienced. Then you look at our midfield, like Jay Pitty's come on, just turned 18 at half time. Jack Simmons obviously has been outstanding for us this season since he's been here as only our old chap. 20. And we're a young side. We've got a bit of experience in it, but I think we've come unstuck a little bit by having so much inexperience in our side throughout the season. But I looked at their eyes at half time, and they was as gutted as I was, and they knew that it was all or nothing second half. And just for every single person that's involved in this football club, that's down to the supporters. We've had the pitch watered all morning. The groundsman's been here since 9 o'clock doing that for us, and the crowd were brilliant today, singing from start to finish, and thank you very much to them. And it's a big relief, and but I didn't think we'd end up in this situation, but it's nice to come out. It feels like you've won the league today, really.
So how important was at 2-0 down, how big was it to get that goal back before half time to needed one?
Obviously we had the phone in the dugout with the results coming through just to see what we had to do, and obviously for peace saving to go 2-0 up after I think it was about 20 minutes was a bit of kick in the teeth, and then obviously to go 2-0 down ourselves. But then boys, for the last 2 weeks when we've been in this sort of problem that we've had, and with a young side as well, we've just that I've asked everyone for Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, just to be here on time, make sure everything's done right, and give don't let anything, no stone unturned, and make sure that we give ourselves every opportunity to get ourselves out of it. And we've done it, and we've done it in style. And I think obviously we're nowhere near it by the end of the game. But at one point at half time, we was in the bottom four. So credit to the boys, credit to the football club by sticking by us and sticking through us. And I think if I was a betting man, I don't think we'd be in that situation again. I think we've learned that lesson.
What did you say to them at half time? Obviously, I'm sure there was a few swear words.
Yeah, there was a few swear words I can't say on camera, but they're good lads in there. A lot of them are kids, and I just said to them, look, don't let yourselves down. You're nervous, you've got nothing to lose. Just go out there and show me what you've got. And we knew we could exploit them with Jack's pace and Harrison Chatting playing wide up there, and Enoch trying to hold the ball up for us, and it worked wonders for us. But Jake Pitty come in and held things together, but we went man for man in the middle of the park, and I think if we never changed the formation at half time, we would never have got out of it.
That man, Jack Simmons, that we've just spoken to, player of the season, how much did he affect the game? Second half especially, they looked terrified.
Yeah, no, but this is the thing. This is what my personal opinion of people like Jack Simmons and that they do well at their pro clubs, and they come out of the game, and then sometimes they try to jump the gun a bit too early. And Jack done well for Leaston last season, and then he's obviously started off there again this season, but wasn't getting played as regularly as he'd hoped. And we've come in, we've given him a chance, and it took Jack probably 2 or 3 games to work out how we wanted him to play, and he's been a credit to the football club, and he single-handedly, I think he's won the last 3 or 4 man of the matches in our last 3 or 4 games. But he's a talent. We've got a lot of talented young kids here, and next year they'll reap the benefits from it because they've had a year's worth of experience in the Ryman Premier. But we need to shake things up in the summer, we know that, and hopefully with John being chairman now, we've got things going on behind the scenes that looks quite promising, especially obviously trying to get the new clubhouse off the ground, and it's exciting times for Canvey. We're a bit of a low, and it's been a hard season. It's drained a lot of people, and we've got to have a nice break now. I'll give myself a few days off before I start getting on the phone and trying to sort things out for next season. But it's just a massive relief, and gets emotional at times, and you just got to stick with it.
So it was amazing after that. When we scored that second goal, the relief, not just in that shed over there, but in the whole ground, the atmosphere changed. Is that what you saw? And then we scored the third, and they looked like they were enjoying
Yeah, well, I
themselves.
just think the boys built on that as well, and the atmosphere. Well, obviously we scored the equaliser, and then the Linos giving an offside for it, and it sort of just dampened things down. And we like having a young side like we have, that could have gone against us, and we could have just looked at knocked ourselves down and worried about what maybe could have been. But we took that adrenaline and just kept pressing and asking questions of them, and we got our rewards from it. But so he's sitting over there next to me at the minute, but he's been sensational for us.
So you said to me the other week you've learned a lot this season. It's been the biggest learning. What would you say is the biggest thing you've learned this season?
It's just maybe trying to keep yourself calm and not get too wrapped up in emotions. And when you're doing interviews and things like that, you hear things that goes on behind the scenes and comments from people, and you've got to try and bite your lip. And that's part and parcel of the job. It's an honour, and it's a big commitment to do. And I think last season, when obviously George was here as chairman and we had a bit more money floating around, you maybe took it for granted. I did, but I've learned so much this season. It's just when things are going well, it's a nice place to be. But when things are going against you, it's a very, very lonely place. And I've had the ups and downs of it all this season, and you have to have good people around you. And I've got good people around me, and with people like Waldy and Brad who deserve a mention, Stacey and the physio team are sensational people, and they've been patient and that, and they're a credit to this football club, and we've got to make sure we keep hold of people like that and keep hold of our best players, like we've mentioned, and hopefully bring a few more in around them and hopefully kick on.
So next season, assure me and every Canvey fan that that's not going to happen again. As nice as today was.
I think obviously, listen, we had a great FA Cup run. People forget about that at the start of the season, and that we just missed out. Obviously, drew with Havant and Waterlooville down here and took them to a replay, and just before the first round proper kicked in. But that seems like a million miles away now, and it's been up and down. But there's a lot of things gone off behind the scenes that people don't really see unless you're close to the football club. That's been tough. And people like Hampton and Richmond, when I spoke to Dowse in the tunnel before we played them down here, I think that he went to their board and asked them for a lot more money just to get them out of the situation they was in, and they went and done that. And we're not in that situation. Well, we weren't this season anyway, but hopefully we'll pull together as a unit, and things look like there's a lot of stuff being hard work going on behind the scenes, and I think we'll be a different outfit next season.
Next season, are you planning to get to all games? Because as you know, there are some fans that have been to more games than you this year.
I know you're never going to let me live that one down. By the way, Simon went to one game more than me because I had to go to my sister's wedding and he won't let it go. But no, fair play to you. It goes for people like the media team with you and Joe and everyone else and that. And just as long as we all stick in together and look after each other and make sure that we do the right things on the pitch as well as off the pitch, then we ain't going to go far wrong.
Fantastic.
Thanks,
Thank you,
mate.
Danny.
Well done. Top man.